Hi. So I was just asked by someone's guides and my guides to make this video. It is about moving into the fifth dimension. It's about um, kind of fast tracking a lot of this healing work that we've been kind of slogging through. And, so much of this work has been about picking up understanding, picking up knowledge, right? Finding these tools. And that's really, really important. But at a certain point, what's equally as important is putting them down and understanding that there's one simple way to shift almost everything, if not everything, all at once. So I'm going to tell you what that is. But before, I want to explain why we have to go on this journey where we pick up all of these tools and we need to put everything in their right place. The journey of picking up the tools, of trying to put everything in its right place, of understanding and kind of like walking through the mud, and the muck, and feeling that pain and feeling that suffering and picking everything up. And believe it or not, every time we pick up something else, it adds to that heaviness we have, right? We have to do this in order to realize that all we have to do is put everything down. I think everybody has seen that picture of the horse where it's it's like tethered to like a tiny post and it could walk away at any point, but it has the belief system that it's trapped, so therefore it stays. And that's exactly what's happening to us. That was happening to me a little while ago. I got pulled back down into everything, really focusing on everything. And there's so much here to challenge us to believe that we're trapped, that it feels almost impossible to put everything down, right? But it's a certain point. We're going to get to the point where we have so much and we're holding so much and it feels so heavy that we have only one choice, and that's to put it down. So that is what my friend's spirit guide and what my spirit guide has been working with me. I mean, this happened very quickly. And by the way, not a lot of people know, but I'm ready to talk about it. My spirit guide is Mary Magdalene. She works through me. I hold a lot of her consciousness and memories. And I really look at her as a manifestation of the divine feminine. But what this is all about, what the ascension is about, truly at its core, is instead of finding things, it's about putting things down. It's about untethering. It's about cutting cords. It's about understanding that we have suffered and that suffering is part of this place. But as I've said before, making the choice to put down that suffering is so huge as well. And really, when you get to the point where you've picked up so much, including the tools, that you can't hold on to them anymore, right? You're about to get to the fifth dimension. You feel so heavy with understanding, with knowledge, with all of these things, yet you're still having a hard time taking that step to that next space, right? Into that door. Think about it like you're being asked to get on a plane, but you can't take any carry-on bags. We need to put our carry-on bags down and realize that where we're going, where we're taking a plane to, we don't need the carry-on. You don't need anything. You already have everything you need on you, in you, and on the other side, you don't even need the same things. So all we have to do is be brave enough, and it takes a lot of bravery to put down those carry-on bags and say, okay, I'm fine. I don't need all of this stuff. I don't need all of this trauma. I don't need all of this grief. I'm going to put it down. you can't do that unless you've taken the journey to get to this place where you're about to walk through, right? You do have to pick up all of the things first. Because I can tell you this and you won't feel it in your body until you're right there. But so many of us are getting ready to step through to that next space and it feels impossible. That's because we're taking too many carry-ons. So what I was told and what my friend's guide was told is that in order for us to step through, we need to consciously release and cut the chains. So if there's trauma from your past, which we all have, if there's trauma for me, the trauma from this life, definitely, but also there was a really powerful trauma from one of my very first lives here that I was never able to let go of. Going back and saying, once again, with the memory and the understanding that everything happened to get us to this point on the journey, that we don't need it anymore. We don't need the trauma anymore to teach us. We don't need the memories anymore to remind us. We've learned it. We've done that. We just forgot to put it down. So right now, it sounds so crazy, but what if it is as easy as what I'm about to say? What if you just say consciously, I'm going to cut the things that are holding me here emotionally. I'm going to say to myself, I am putting down the fear. I am putting down the sadness. I am actively saying, no, I don't need this carry-on to go to the next space. Because this journey here is to remember, of course, that we are all part of the same thing, that we are all part of this divine expression of the universe, right? And that, once again, the belief that we aren't is the matrix. The unwinding of the belief that we aren't is the fourth dimension, right? So the matrix is the third dimension. The belief that we need to unwind and do all of this work and pick up all these tools and do all of this stuff, that's the fourth dimension. You have to walk through it to get here. But if you've done that, you're getting ready to step into the fifth dimension. All you have to do is say, I am ready. I deserve this. I am a child of the universe. I am here. I am. Put it down and let that moment, that breath, that expression, that understanding, that joy, that simplicity of the beingness of you, and have that moment where you know that that's been the answer the entire time. Let that fill you up. And it's okay to look around and see all of the things that are around you that feel so heavy. And then for you to say, I don't need to pick them up. I don't, my social media accounts, I don't need to pick that up again. I don't, the person that I love more than anything that, I don't know will be able to be with me because of his own things. I don't need to pick that up. That doesn't change who I am, my reality, my divinity, my love, my connection to myself and everything around me. These things, the likes on Facebook, the not going to parties, the aging of the body, all of these things, we're holding them because we feel like we need to, and we don't. All we have to do is just to be brave enough to put it down. And it's a death in some ways. It's a death of our understanding of what we think is important here. Because really, none of it all of the things that we were thinking, none of it is. We're in a body, and that's joyful and it's fun, right? It's like, why not enjoy it? That's really the entire point of all of this, to just be in it, to realize that how you navigate everything while you're here can be a continued expression of joy. And when you do that, then at a certain point, you're ready to put your body down and let that go. It's not here yet. That means you're not, the fifth dimension, you get to be in this place where you're in this body, you're having this physical experience, but you also get to talk to God, your God self, and exist in that space. And when you see all of the things that people struggle with, love them harder because you love yourself. That's it. Because the fifth dimension is love, and we're made of love. We are that vibrational rate. We are love. We are whole. It's just our belief that we need all these carry-on items that make us feel like we're not. We have it all. I want you all to understand, you have it all right now. It's the biggest, not lie, but just misunderstanding of this place to think that we don't have every single thing we need. And all we have to do is just remember that. Put everything else down. And that's it. I hope this helped. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, you can please subscribe. And also, if you'd like, I am on TikTok. I think it's Raven and the Wolf. You can also go to my webpage. That is ravenandthewolf.com. Yeah, .com. And you'll be able to get more information like this. But I will be popping on periodically as I get this information, so we can walk through this together. Thank you.